The wait for word in the Middle East on Yasser Arafat's condition as NBC News goes inside his once secret compound in Ramallah. On the ground, the bitter debate over where to bury the Palestinian leader and how his death could affect U.S. foreign policy. Iraq Watch as U.S. Marines prepare for a battle in Fallujah. Insurgents blast Samarra, killing dozens. And Pirates of the Internet. The movie industry tries to bring those who steal movies online in line.
This is NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams, reporting tonight from Ramallah.
Good evening from Ramallah. Behind us sits the compound of Yasser Arafat. Just days ago, these were the heavily defended secret confines of the Palestinian leader, who tonight lies in a hospital in Paris, surrounded by secrecy, while rumors swirl through this region that he is brain dead, being kept alive by machines until a proper burial spot can be agreed upon. It is just one drama playing out in this part of the world. The other is the expected U.S. attack on Fallujah. And we'll have more on that in just a moment. First, the slow drama unfolding here surrounding a dying man and how things have changed already. 3 times. It's eerie now with the media allowed in and its most famous resident gone. The only reminders of Arafat, the posters hanging on the buildings. Elected President George W. Bush to pursue the policies he ran on. The president himself said this past week the kind of political currency he has right now needs to be spent before it's squandered. But what form will that take? NBC's Rosalind Jordan is at the White House for us tonight.
Bush catching his breath at Camp David this weekend before plunging into the work of a second term.
This week, the voters of America set the direction of our nation for the next 4 years.
Today, on election night, exit polls showed moral values was the most important issue, but some pollsters now say...
Today's news will go to my colleague John Siegenthaler in New York. John, good evening.
Good evening to you, Brian. And President Bush will meet next week with British Prime Minister Tony Blair, a staunch ally on Iraq who has pushed for progress on Middle East peace talks. The White House also announced today that the president's lead advisor on Iraq, Robert Blackwell, will step down in the coming weeks. This program note, tomorrow on Meet the Press, Tim Russerd's guests will be White House advisor Karl Rove and Illinois Senator-elect Barack Obama. When NBC Nightly News continues tonight, blowing in the wind, one state wants to generate power from thin air. That story in depth. And later, stealing the show. Hollywood goes after people who downloaded movies for free. NBC News in depth tonight. The rising cost of energy. Oil is now $50 a barrel, and by next year, the government predicts you will be paying 25% more for energy in your home. That pressure has fired up NBC Nightly News Hollywood, watching its profits and what movies you download from the internet.
Thank you so much.
Heard on an historic week.
Answer NBC Nightly News Monday.
Broadcast for this Saturday evening. We will have continuing coverage, of course, of the Middle East in the days to come. I'm Brian Williams, reporting tonight from Ramallah in the West Bank. For my colleague John Siegenthaler in New York, good night for all of us at NBC News.
NBC News, America's news leader.
Attack on Fallujah. Thousands of American forces attack Iraqi rebels on the ground and from the air tonight. The mission, the endgame.